And there we go. Hey everybody, my name is Kalle Slaap, watchmaker from the Netherlands. And you're watching live watchmaking while I do my settings. There we go. Well, hope everybody's right, is well. And today we are going to do this particular watch. It's a GMT-Master. The vintage one. Hey Ian, hi there. And there is, as always, plenty to do. Hey Ron, just Ron. Hey, goedenavond. Hey there, Topo Juan, Massachusetts, Bavaria. So nice that you're here. Always, every single week. Hey, there's a new name. Stale Bakkens, Norway. Pronunciation's probably crap, but so nice that you're here. So, and it's going very fast with all the information in the chat. I see Claire Lee, very nice. Hey, Killian, Anton from Moscow, hi there, hope you're well. Sweden, everybody's here. Wisconsin. Isn't it incredibly hot with you guys at the moment? Same with Carolina, South Carolina. Well, Blythe, Ontario. Oh, so nice to have you all here, and that you're joining me here in our workshop here in the Netherlands, just to enjoy watchmaking. As always, I don't do any work up front, so I really don't know what to expect. There is some wear and tear. There is, with an exclamation mark, non-polish. So we respect that, of course, from the client, so we won't polish it. Keeps it their specific watch, different than anything else. But the inside has to be spot on and as good as new, so we do that. So, open the case. If there's any questions, please let me know in the chat. But there's a lot of information, so if I miss it, please remind me. We're here to answer all questions. And today we had a lovely viewer here in the workshop. He was on holiday. So if you're watching, Torsten, very nice to meet you. Well, what I do with the push pin, I always place it back on the place where I took it out. We're gonna replace it probably, but then we know what the size of the wrist of the client is. So it's always, well, nice luxury feeling if we finish with the watch and the client comes to pick it up, or we send it home and click, and it is exactly still their size. I think that is important. Little things like that. Well, what do we see? As you probably all know, that is the camera, and you're watching with me through my microscope. And we have quite a few Rolexes here to do. This one has to be finished, so yeah, we have to plow through it. So, and just opening up and see what it's like. First visual inspection tells you so much about the watch. There, the GMT-Master, not the 2. There are so many people obsessing with display in a bracelet. Okay, but in this particular case, you see the gold links are hollow. So per definition, there is a lot of play because yeah, they're hollow. Especially if we clean it, there's going to be even more play. And people forget that this play in a bracelet makes it comfortable around the wrist. Of course, if it's way too much, well, there is wear and tear, but it makes it more comfortable. It doesn't cut into your wrist. So I hope people will relax a bit about that. Well, again, non-polish, so we respect that. The only thing you have to look at, so you cannot determine the wear on a Rolex bracelet like this by the flex, but you can see it there and there. Here. No problem and no panic, but there you can see on the end links there and there and there if there is some wear. Because gold, quite soft, so of course you get some wear and tear there. But nothing to worry about, and just enjoy the watch. There. Tallest Handicrafts, hi, you just finished my German pendant staking set tool. Using apple cider vinegar and let it soak for 3 days. It works wonders, but it's messy and smells bad. Yeah, well, interesting. Pendant staking set, yeah, lovely. Interesting tip. Hey, Eldar is leuk en Edward, Martijn. Lovely to join us. Hey Tom, hi there. Oh, fat traveling drummer. Canberra. It's the capital city, right? Yeah. Okay. Using the ball. And if it doesn't work, we just have to open it. Well, it is live watchmaking. Get the set. The insert, the die, make it fit perfectly. We always get some soft material just in between there. With these Rolex openers, I find it nice to have some room there. Oh, maybe you can use the wobbly cam. Ooh. Well, that is inventive camera work. Very sharp, right? Wow. Well, the 4K is paying off. The die over here, I always find it nice to have some wiggling room there. So the movement of the case will adapt to the die here to the opener. So it centralized itself to the best position. Gently. And there we go. Well, if you have the perfect die, you won't hear rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. That is just horrible, because you're rounding the case, and that is just don't. So the first go-to is always the rubber ball. It's got so much friction, and you'll be amazed how many screw-down case backs you can open it with it without leaving any marks, because it's soft material. Hey Mark, hi there. Cool. Wim is er. Peter is there. Lovely. So, what surprises will we see in this timepiece? No one is the same. OMG is there. Hey, Morgan van Brashoff. Lovely. Tallinn came a bit up too late. Well, lovely André, good to see you. Not on a Rolex, please. Is there... Oh well, did I miss something? Oh well. So, what's on the inside? Again, no two watches are the same. Well, first the case back. Let's see here. Ah. You see the old shiny line over there? Hey, different reference number than the case. Interesting. That shiny line might be a friction line of the rotor against the case back. Always interesting. Is this one of the few times we don't see any watchmaker marks on a case back? One of the very few times, I think. Cool. And then there is... Hey, oh. Did it... No. There's the serial number. There we are. Probably late 70s. Here we see some markings, and there. Oh, that is really digging in. Oh, look at that. Interesting. If you just joined Chronoglide, the silvery bits you see, the items, are nickel-plated brass. So if the very thin layer of nickel is worn off, you see the yellow brass. But here is the... And it can only be the rotor, this bit, here, of the automatic winding. That is the rotor. It rotates. Obviously a rotor rotates. Makes a full swing. I am day and night writing for the Chronoglide Academy at the moment. The full watchmakers education. And I found a few nights ago, around 2 a.m., a beautiful piece about the unidirectional and bidirectional action of a rotor. Here the rotor rotates in both directions. And this wheel is winding the ratchet wheel. And you see that where I go this way or that way, that wheel will always rotate the same direction. You see? So both directions, bidirectional, it is winding. For an 7750 Valjoux, it only winds in one direction. And I found old articles that it is proven to be more effective. And I really didn't think that would be the case. As I was saying, the rotor is rotating, and here it really dug into the material. There. Quite deep here. So that is a huge, not lateral, but impact in that direction. That is a real no rust whatsoever on the winding stem, which is a good thing. And here you already see some dust. Do you see the specks just a bit over there? I think if we go deeper into the movement, we found even more. We'll find even more. Take a moment to enjoy the free-sprung Breguet overcoil. You can only just be in awe of the beauty of no timing pins or regulating pins. Let's have that moment. Cheers, everybody. Hey, Miami in the house. Yeah, Jurian, who's in the workshop here and who does all the communication, lived in Miami for quite some time. Ooh. It couldn't hit at that spot. Kif, yeah. Good observation, but if you see these three rivets, they're exactly at that spot. And I think if we remove the rotor and I turn it over, you see that the rivets are slightly sticking out, I presume. Otherwise, you're absolutely right. There is no way this damage could happen due to the rotor. But probably one of those three rivets is not flush with the surface of the inside of the rotor. Hope that makes sense. There. The state of the pivots. Yeah. You see they're completely dry. See that? If I play with the light, no lubrication whatsoever, but just dried up. You can see the spot. That is just completely dried out lubrication. Well, they're somewhere here at the bottom, over there. So several times there's been there and there and there. Again, not lateral, but I'm not sure what this. That looks horrible. I won't do that again. Well, this shock is not lateral, but a bit like that. So there is probably, or was, play in the rotor. And there's some spots and stuff. What I find interesting is that there are no scuff marks here, or slightly there. Maybe a bit there. Remember the line in the case back. If it was touching on that side, here you would see some wear as well, because there's friction. I don't see that too much, so I presume that line was caused by a previous rotor and not this one. Yeah. You don't have to be a watchmaker to see that. Well, there's the pivot point, of course, and if I push here, you can see the movement there. Yeah. So that's a visual inspection. I'm going to take off the automatic winding module, and so we can see deeper inside the movement. A serious golfer, stuff like that. Golfing, hunting, maybe tennis. Schumacher's Uhr. Renewed in the past. Gary, yeah, probably. Hey, hi there, plainclothes. Kalle, do you change the reversing wheels or clean them and reuse them on most surfaces? Excellent question. We see what the state is. If it isn't worn and we can clean it and with the special dip and it's working perfectly, there is no need to replace them. And you can see them, it's so easy to see the horizontal lines on the pivots. Because you cannot polish those pivots. If you see horizontal lines or even just slightly, it is starting to wear, and of course we replace them then. Yeah. Oh. Are there marks on the reversing wheels? Ooh, reversing gears. Interesting. I don't see them yet, but maybe in a moment. Lovely to have you all in the chat and engaging. Really feels like we're doing it together. So. There we go. Gently lift this part in a spot where you don't leave any marks. There. Now it's disengaged from the ratchet wheel. There. Oh, let's have a look. Why not? To see what the gears are like. The pivots, especially. Oh, and one thing you really have to remember with this 30-35 movement, the 5 in the 30-35 is a reference to the calendar. So a 30-30 is identical, and the 30-35 is the same movement but with a calendar. Do you see the C-clip over there? Oh, hey, thank you so much, Steve. The super gift. Ah, so nice. Thank you. Ah, lovely. Thank you so much. This circlip over there. That one. It is not really a spring that keeps it in place by itself. It's just a circlip like this, kept in place by this small pinion. There we go. Do you see the recess on one side there? No recess. Oops. There we go. No recess. There's on the other side. See? No recess. Recess. That recess there is keeping the circlip clip in place. But let's be nice. Just thinking about the words I'm going to use. Nobody is perfect. So neither is Rolex. Those circlips are in 3 different heights. So if you change the pivot, which is easy to do, and as you can see in the play like this, most likely to do, there are 3 different heights to reduce the play in that pivot. So be careful with that. Even if you place back the original, it might not be the right size. Let's see if I can. There. I just use, it's the loveliest tool to do so. It's just a broken oiler. And I made just one side a slanted edge. Just on a diamond file. A 3-second job. And with that one, I can slightly manipulate that circlip. No rush. Nobody is bleeding to death. There. And because you are on top of the ruby, to see the red spot there, oh, there, you don't make any marks or any scratches because you're just on top of the ruby over there, and things like that are completely unnecessary. Just the circlip. Oh, and that's why it's so incredibly important that the pinion I just showed you, that one, is the right side up, because that circlip is in this recess. So it's not symmetrical. Well, carbon tip tweezers, not leaving any marks on the bridge. There we go. Inspection here. Doesn't look too worn, but it obviously is. If we replace this pivot here, the pivot, you have to rivet it back in here. See that? That is just riveting. If you do that on your staking set, you get horrible scratches here. What we do is Kapton tape, what we use for polishing. Just a bit of Kapton tape on your staking set. The yellowy tape, really friction and heat resistant. If you rivet on just one layer of Kapton tape, you keep the beautiful spotless reflection like this, not leaving marks. I think that's a top tip. I have to concentrate for a moment because these screws are incredibly small and they are in view. So they have to remain spotless. There we are. That is just repeated impact. There and there. Serious impact. The centering pin. It's just the details that nobody will ever know or will ever see, but the train of thought for reducing friction is just stunning. Here you see these are flat. Do you see the reflection? Incredibly old lubrication, so that is just in desperate need of some maintenance. Do you see that this one is curved? Do you see the reflection? That is flat. This is curved. If it's curved like that on the pivot, there, you see that the area of friction, if it's flat, there's a lot of area. But if it's slightly like this, you are reducing friction in a huge way. Don't you just think that's lovely? These are very hard material and this is titanium. So I will touch them with this tweezer. Not too bad. But here, proof of the pudding. Well, we have to see it when it's cleaned, but the pivots look really okay. Then again, I forgot to mention, very important, it's not just the pivots we look at if we replace the wheels or not, the reversers, because the pivots have to be in incredible shape, but there can be friction in this hole as well. And if that is worn and wider, well, you get it like this and the winding won't be that effective. So we look at the pivots and that hole and how they react when they're cleaned. I hope that makes sense. Well, same here. Well, that is the automatic winding module. Well, hey, is that... There's something going on over here. Here. Moisture or lubrication, oil. I think it's a bit too high viscose, syrupy for being moisture. I always try to stay respectful to the previous watchmakers, because everybody's doing their best. Nobody's trying to kill a watch on purpose. But again, not being bitchy or anything, but as a cautionary tale for future watchmakers, this is exactly what happens if you use a screwdriver that is too small, and it is during tightening. Do you see that? It's under the microscope and nobody will see it, but very clearly the screwdriver was way too small. It's so avoidable, unnecessary. Here, more specs, especially there. What's going on? Hey. I don't think that is pitting. A bit of Rodico. Here. Is that... Yeah, it seems a bit like lubrication or oily stuff thingy. Again, no problem. We're gonna clean it and it's gonna be like brand new. But it is unusual to see. I think it's lubrication, and then these particles. You see this black spots over there, over there. And they are stuck in the lubrication. So it's... Yeah. Again, not horrible, no panic, but unusual. Well, at least we can say he was consistent. And here, nah, no need to finish the perlage. Yeah, that'll do. Nobody will see it. You see the shiny bit. It was all shiny, and then the perlage is like the stub on your pencil, to the eraser, and it is rotating with aluminium oxide in it, so it makes friction and leaves those rotating lines, perlage, like purling. But here, they should have done the last run, same here, and then, nah, that'll do. I just love that. So, first things first, release the power from the mainspring. Use some packwood, not leaving any marks. It does need some help in doing so. It just takes quite a bit of friction to release don't feel that all the power is from the mainspring. Just a bit left. There, now it's gone. There, and yeah, you see, it isn't released completely yet. Something is blocking the ratchet wheel. Interesting. There we go. Now it's releasing. Yeah. Sorry, I have to concentrate for a moment. Now it's there. Now there is no power left on the mainspring. Interesting. There's something high friction was blocking the movement of the ratchet wheel. Well, and if there's still power on the mainspring, you're working on a grenade, as you probably know. You see, if you use a screwdriver, the correct size of the screw head, you'll never leave any marks. There's no need whatsoever. The watch feels very sticky, even with my titanium tweezers. The parts don't release that easily. Feels different. There. No bent teeth or anything. Just test the end shake of the main barrel. Lekker. Just sharpening the packwood with a scalpel. So, get in there. Oh. You probably were focusing there, but if you have a look over there, try to get it in focus. This is the arbor of the main barrel, where all the power comes from. And if there's too much end shake, quite a big part, look at that. You're getting very close to the bridges, and once it touches, it didn't, because otherwise you see circular marks, but if it touches, then you lose a lot of power through the gear train, and then the power of the mainspring doesn't reach the escapement, so less amplitude, and less amplitude in the balance means less accuracy. it is in desperate need of some attention. First things first, release the, there it is, winding stem. There. Again, a broken oiler. I made it into this shape. That is exactly the curve of the setting lever, so I push it down, and again, not leaving any marks. Looks like new, but it is very oily. I hope you see the shine. It is a lot of oil. And you'd usually just use just a bit of grease here. Again, the movement feels unusually sticky. Oh well. These screws you have to rotate clockwise to release them. There. And you've probably seen this on the channel so many times. Rotate the movement. And now it's released over there. You see the skirt of the screw? Now you don't. Now it's well, keeping the movement in place. And now it's released. And at the same time over here, there, material is milled out and then it's released over there instead of being like that. There and there. And then yeah. No stress, no frustration, just release the movement. Well, these are horrible dials to get clean for casing. The matte black, that is just... But here, the GMT hand, that is just a rotation once in every 24 hours. There's... look at that. Here. This is the lume in the second hand. And do you see the crack? The lume in the hands fades the same way as it does in the indices over there. The same shade. Probably won't see it, but if we... there it is, same on the minute hand. If we remove the lume and fill it again, it's not particularly hard to do, but there is a different shade. You see it. So what we always try to do is to remain the original lume, and with transparent varnish, bit thin, just on the underside of the hands, it gets sucked in and it conserves and keeps everything together, so the cracks, don't get wider or stuff fall out. Just the translucent varnish, so you don't see anything. Just a bit from underneath, it gets sucked in. Everything stays original. You don't see it from the front, but it keeps everything together. Oh, same there. See it in the top? And there as well. Not visible by the naked eye, but if we leave it like this, if it starts to crack, in time it will fall out. To be honest, it can fall out when I remove the hands. Very tricky. Oh. Okay. I use the wider levers there. So not too much pressure locally on the dial. Treat them with respect. Everything is still in there, luckily. No need to grab them. And there you see the already cracks. So yeah, mental note, we have to restore them. Conserve them, that is the best. Well, no marks on the dial, which is incredibly important. There are not many watchmakers who show this live. If you're enjoying this, please hit the like button. That would be so helpful to show this channel to like-minded nerds like us. So please consider hitting the like button. That would be very helpful. And please tell your watchmaking friends about us if you are enjoying it. There we are. And now just with my nail in between, just slightly lift, not touching anything, but just lifting it. There we go. There. The lovely dial. There. And the dial itself. Opsa, that is secure. There. The work holder, nice and stable. Hey Nikolai, hi there. Not much. Technically there's really no advantage using the brass bushing over jewels. Again, technically there is really no advantage using brass bushing over jewels. No, none. No, ruby, the jewels, are so superior in hardness. Diamond is hardness 10 on the Mohs scale, and ruby, this is a synthetic ruby, corundum, aluminium oxide, it's hardness 9. So it's the tooling being used for making these rubies is diamond, which is harder, because they are artificially dyed red. We call them ruby, artificial ruby, which is in production for over 100 years and which is superior over natural ruby because it's more homogeneous. If they are blue, we are calling them sapphire, and all the other colors it's just corundum. But it is on a molecular scale exactly the same material. Date wheel is an odd color, yeah. I'm not sure if it's faded or just different. Ooh, here I can use my funky tool if it's still there. Well, we have to make sure the date ring is secure. So, there we are. And the next one. It's a modular build. This calendar function. 1, 2. I just feel like I'm forgetting one or no, there it is. Carbon tip tweezers. And again here, touching the ruby. That's just a lovely detail. There we go. Because that spring isn't pushing against the date ring anymore, it's so much easier to remove it now than instead of with the spring pushing against it. And there. The again here some is that that's a piece of metal. It is a metal shaving of some kind. That shouldn't be in a movement. Well, maybe we find the source. Here, the lovely detail of finishing. Nobody will see it, but it's beautiful. Do you see the light whitish residue? Still, there is the possibility of moisture at some point. I wanted to grip it from the side, but now I will do it like this. This is the whole GMT complication. 2 different shaped wheels, and that's it. Well, this is a huge spring in my world. Push against this yoke. So we gently have to release first this. You can see the 3 lines. That means left-handed thread. And yeah, there it is. A dear friend of mine, Mr. Rolex here in the Netherlands, gave me this tool. It is incredibly easy to make yourself. This is the original Rolex issue, and he gave it to me. Hans, dankjewel, lovely, lovely man. It is so easy to make because it's just 2 prongs. If you have a screwdriver and a file, especially if you have a diamond file, it is probably a 1-minute tool to make, but well, this is the original, and just lovely memories of my dear colleague. We taught at a Dutch watchmaking school together. Left-handed thread, so this way it will release. There we go. Yeah. And now I want to take off this part, but this yoke with a huge spring is pushing against it. So what I love to do is I prefer something that is this size and shaped like a screwdriver, so I can use rotation to open the spring. Yeah, oh, here. Some larger packwood, too large, but we've got a scalpel. Here in the workshop we work on all brands, all movements, everything. So nothing is, what's a proper word? Yeah. We never do 2 movements, same movements, well, at a time. So we always work on different things, which keeps it for us interesting. Okay, bit of packwood, just about the size. Here I made it this shape. Can make it a bit more sharper. I can see. Oh, maybe a bit boring for you. Sorry about that. But we have to do it the proper way. Here, bit of packwood, made it this shape, and then if I put it here, you can see I can use rotation for releasing this part. If I was tried pushing it like this, there's always the chance you just overshoot. You don't have control over the force you're using. So I always prefer the rotation. There's no way you can overshoot. Do you see what I mean with the yoke there? And of course here the small ruby, which is a regular in the Swiss space program. There, gently, and then back. You've got so much more control in what you're doing. But now some Rodico. So first I'm going to make sure this ruby is secured. There. It's really get sticky. Thank you so much for reminding for the like button. Watch mediation. The date disc. Hearing you, Paul. Very nice tip. Oh, thank you. Yeah. There it is. No need to try to grab it because you're probably going to lose it anyway. There. So that is secured. There. Here the GMT hour wheel. The normal hour wheel. And the cannon pinion. Well, so far I haven't seen anything dramatic. Here, that is just nifty. Oh, there's a screw. This spring is centering the date ring. And with just one screw and two centering pins, it is the spring for centering. It has to be very flat because of the height with the date ring. But here it is pushing down this yoke with a huge spring as well. So it's got several functions by just one item. And it's just secured by one screw. It's so elegant. It's really well done. Lovely engineering design. Beautifully executed. It's lovely. Now this yoke and the horrible spring. Pom pom pom. I'm going to use the same trick with the rotating pegwood. There we go. There. Did you see? Maybe it's not visible for you at home, But did you see the stickiness of the parts, like that yoke in a moment ago? Well, here we have the setting lever spring. Well, is everybody enjoying the World Cup? Ah, stom. Why not concentrate? There. And there. There we go. Here is the circular residue. So that's a buildup of old lubrication, and it's visible on this wheel. Once this comes out of the cleaning machine, it will be perfect again. Here, another yoke with the yoke spring. Yeah, that's a happy badger. That's a priority. That's a priority. Lovely. There, just covering the spring. Try to grab it where you don't leave marks on the main plate. Gently release, and that's it. But as you can see of the height, it is quite a hefty spring. Let's see if I can get a bit more. Please look away because I am misusing my balance spring adjusting. But it's just lovely to grab things in tiny spaces there. The sliding pinion. The winding pinion. And here the spring for the setting lever. Because it is moving up and down, the setting lever for releasing the winding stem, it has to be lubricated. Please refrain from the up and down motion and lubrication. You have to take it apart to make it working perfectly again. This is just same with the Valjoux 7750. Everything in watchmaking you try to do it elegant, design it beautifully, reliable, but make it nice. And this is such a difference in view. There is no need for this spring to be so ordinary. It's just so different as anything else in design. Never understood. It's just like an afterthought, or just, yeah, that'll do. So it's more interesting than the World Cup. Oh, thank you so much, Lewis. Or Louis. Well, that's it on this side, except for, yeah. Again, just a moment ago we had the screw head, and with the stickiness and all the debris and dust settling in. Same here. Do you see the pivot? Old lubrication on top where there definitely shouldn't be lubrication, but with the dots in there and here on the surface as well. So it desperately needed maintenance. Still haven't forgot the metally bit near the main barrel. Daar. Nee, andere kant. Andere kant. Yeah. There we go. Oh yeah. Do it like this. There. Yeah. Well. Okay. If I seem like an old man just talking to myself, just let me be. Een schizofreen is nooit alleen. There we go. Again, sticky, different. And just this case screw. It feels like there's an oily film or something over it. We do these movements quite a bit and it just feels different. If you have any questions you want me to explain or a bit of a deep dive into anything, there's another bare bone espresso session coming up. If you have questions you want me to answer, and I promise to answer them completely honest, with one joker, please go to our website chronoglide.nl and see community, and there you get access to our forum. And again, thank you Rob, Mark, Tom for all the effort, Juriaan. You can ask questions there and I will answer them here during the live stream. For me always, well, again a surprise what the questions are. I don't see them up front. Otherwise it would be fake. And then, yeah, I answer your questions. So please have a look at our website chronoglide.nl. So. Tomorrow, Teun, our edit-master and and social media guru, we're going to film a video about the chronograph course we're going to do later this year here in the workshop here in the Netherlands. So if you find it daunting or many parts, we do the chronograph course. Same with the watch polishing. So we're going to make a video about that tomorrow, explaining more what we're going to do on the chronograph course. Working on the Valjoux 7750 and the Landerons, the vintage ones. Tell you the difference about the column wheel chronographs. So you can work on them with confidence. And you following the first time right principle. No surprises, you know up front it's all gonna work. D, D, D. Lift off. There. Ooh. Here. Oh, you probably didn't see it with the reflection. Do you see the white dots here on the inside of the bridge? That is the top side we just saw. Well, okay. But here, remember the winding stem? That we find it sticky and brownish. Look at this. Near the winding stem. But a huge amount of lubrication. That is just wow, 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 wow. There. That is just not maintenance. That is just a deep fry. Oh wow. Yeah. All near here. And again here it feels like a film of lubrication. The stickiness, it's just... Well, remove it now, remove it later. Why not? Just leave it there. Now, gear train. Wiggle wiggle test and shakes. A lot of lubrication. Wow. Again here, the screwdriver that was simply too small. There is no need for that. Here, a screwdriver with the right fit. Maybe just lack of experience. Let's be nice. Just lift it up because of the centering pins. Carbon tip tweezers, not leaving any marks. And there we are. There, again the lubrication there. Oh well. Inspection of the wheels. Look at the stuff inside the pinion. Really pushed in there. The lubrication, there's so much, way too much. And on top of the pivots where it shouldn't be. That is just somebody adding oil and hope it is going to work. The tiniest pivots, there and there. There, the main barrel. There. Replace the spring, of course. And here. Well, at least consistent. But now you can see fully how way too small the screwdriver was. Maybe a nice detail. You probably, well, maybe haven't noticed, but the difference in the GMT is just about only this post on the other side where the wheel is rotating. That is just about the complete GMT complication. Look, see that post where the extra wheel is running there? That is just about the only thing you have to really change about the main plate for the GMT. Hardly anything else. Wow, again, lovely stream. There, the parts. It's so enjoyable with you in Axon Valdez. It is. Low key. Yeah. Again, so nice doing the stream with all of you in the chat. Clumsy component, Mike. Hey, Mike. There, yeah, Mike Daring. So again, thank you so much for your attention. Please have a look at our website, chronoglide.nl, and on the community, you see a tab. You get access to our forum. You can ask any questions, and yeah, lovely to see you here in the stream. And please consider having a look at the website. You can see our book as well, and all the training we do here in the Netherlands in this workshop. So enjoy your evening and hope to see you soon. Stay safe.